Silence has always been a big deal when it comes to persuasion and influence. Think about those times you've held back from speaking, letting that quiet moment do all the talking. It's pretty powerful, right? But while silence can definitely pull people in and make them lean a bit closer, trying to catch what you might be holding back, it's not the only trick in the book. There's a whole world of strategies beyond just keeping quiet, ones that Stoics like Marcus Aurelius nailed down ages ago. True Stoicism is way more than just not saying things. It's about making your presence felt and taking calculated action. Imagine walking into a room and without saying a word, everyone feels your confidence and authority. That's the real magic of Stoic silence. It's not about just being quiet. It's about being quietly powerful, knowing exactly when to let silence work for you and when to let your actions do the talking. So, let's dive into these ancient yet totally relevant tactics today. We're going to mix some old-school Stoic wisdom with fresh psychological insights to really get a grip on using silence, not just as a way to hide, but as a strategic, memorable tool that, when combined with the right moves, really shapes how people see you. Let's start with silence, because before we can understand why there's something better, we have to first appreciate why silence is so effective. For centuries, silence has been a cornerstone of influence. The Stoics understood its power well. Epictetus said, "Silence is safer than speech," and it's true. Staying quiet protects your energy. It stops you from saying things you might regret, and most importantly, it creates an aura of mystery. Silence can make people wonder what you are thinking. That simple uncertainty often holds more power than any words could. Think about it. In a world where everyone is desperate to be heard, silence stands out. When you stay quiet, you create a vacuum, an empty space that people rush to fill with their own thoughts, assumptions, and anxieties. It's psychological gravity. Silence makes people project their fears, their hopes, and their insecurities onto you. It makes them work harder to interpret your actions, often giving you more credit or power than you might have claimed outright. But the magic of silence isn't just in what it doesn't do. It's in how it contrasts with noise. People are surrounded by noise all day long. This backdrop of constant chatter elevates the impact of silence. When you choose to be silent, especially in tense or heated moments, you break the expected pattern. This disruption forces others to pause and consider your silence, which can be disarming and powerful. They might wonder if you know more than you're letting on, or if you're judging them in silence. In negotiations or debates, your silence can pressure others to speak more, potentially revealing more than they intended. The Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, practiced this as a form of control and reflection. By holding back their words, they maintained power in their interactions and cultivated an inner peace that helped them see situations more clearly. They knew that in silence, they could better observe the motives and weaknesses of others without distraction. This Stoic practice isn't just about restraint, it's about strategic empowerment. By mastering silence, you master a part of the conversation that most overlook, the part that speaks without words. Moreover, silence enhances your presence. In being silent, you can appear more thoughtful, more discerning. It gives you an air of authority and mystery, compelling others to pay more attention to your non-verbal cues. They watch you more closely, trying to decipher the unspoken, which can make you a more influential figure in any setting. In a society that often equates loudness with rightness or dominance, choosing silence can be a profound counter-narrative. It can shift the dynamics of a conversation or meeting, placing the silent person in a position of unexpected strength. Silence can be a tool of resistance against the onslaught of information overload, a way to command a room without competing in the rising tide of voices. As we continue to explore the nuances of communication, Remember that silence, when used wisely, isn't just absence. It's a presence all its own. It's a deliberate and powerful choice in the toolkit of those who understand that sometimes the loudest statement is made without a single word. Enhancing silence with presence. Silence might set the stage, but it's presence that steals the show. When we talk about having a presence, we're not just referring to occupying space. It's about filling that space with an aura that's palpably felt by others, an energy that's both seen and sensed. This kind of presence isn't about volume. It's about the weight your silence carries, how even your quietest moments command attention and respect. It's a concept deeply resonant with Stoic philosophy, where the emphasis is not just on what we say, but on how we exist in the spaces we inhabit. Think about those times when someone walks into a room and everything shifts. The air feels different, conversations tilt their way, all without a single word being spoken by them. That's the power of presence. Stoics like Marcus Aurelius thrived on this concept, embodying virtues that spoke louder than their spoken words, virtues like restraint, dignity, and resilience. Their presence was a reflection of their inner philosophy, a philosophy that valued the strength of character over the strength of words. Enhancing your silence with presence is about cultivating these qualities, so that when you do choose silence, it's layered with unspoken messages of confidence and authority. But how do we build such a presence? It starts with self-awareness and control, key tenets of Stoicism. Be mindful of your body language, your expressions, and even your movements. Are they reflecting the calm, composed persona you wish to project? Every gesture should be intentional, contributing to a narrative that you script every day through your actions. A Stoic harnesses their presence by being completely in the moment, by embodying the principles they believe in. For instance, when engaging in a conversation, a Stoic isn't just passively listening, they are actively present, showing attentiveness through eye contact, nodding, and reacting appropriately. This not only shows respect for the speaker, but also reinforces the Stoic's presence as thoughtful and engaged, enhancing the power of their silence. Moreover, presence is about consistency. It's about consistently being that source of strength and stability, whether you're leading a meeting or simply participating in a family dinner. Stoicism teaches us that consistency in our demeanor and ethics builds trust and respect, key ingredients for a strong presence. By consistently showing up as your best self, you lay down a foundation where your silence speaks of reliability and depth. And let's not forget about the environments where we choose to be silent and present. Stoics believe in the power of environment on our psyche and behavior. By choosing surroundings that align with your values and enhance your sense of calm, you amplify your presence. Whether it's a calm corner in a busy office or a strategically chosen seat at a conference table, where you are physically says a lot about who you are. Incorporating these aspects of Stoic practice, mindfulness, intentionality, consistency, and environmental awareness, transforms mere physical presence into a profound expression of who you are, without needing to say a word. It turns your presence into a dialogue with the world around you, a dialogue where your values and virtues speak through your poise and peace. So as we explore the synergy between silence and presence, let's remember that our goal is not just to be noticed, but to be memorable. It's about making sure that our silent moments are as full of meaning as our spoken words, ensuring that our presence echoes in the spaces we leave behind. That's the Stoic way, quiet yet impactful, reserved yet resonant. Presence with purpose. When we start to peel back the layers of what makes silence golden, we uncover that its true companion is purposeful presence. It's not merely about showing up. It's about showing up with intention. This involves a deeper layer of self-awareness where each action, each pause, and even the spaces we choose to occupy are imbued with purpose. It's what the Stoics would call living according to nature, where your external actions align perfectly with your internal values, creating a powerful coherence that resonates with those around you. Having a presence with purpose means you're not just physically present, you're psychologically and emotionally invested in the moment. This kind of engagement transforms routine interactions into moments of impact. For instance, in a meeting, rather than simply filling a chair, you're actively contributing to the flow of ideas. Your contributions are thoughtful, your feedback is constructive, and your demeanor is calm and assured, regardless of the stakes. This approach is deeply Stoic, reflecting the philosophy's emphasis on living with virtue in every action, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant. This concept of purposeful presence goes beyond professional settings. It plays a critical role in personal relationships as well. When you're with family or friends, being truly present means engaging fully, listening intently, responding authentically, and being mindful of the emotional climate of the room. It's about making those around you feel seen and heard, which in turn enhances your influence and deepens your connections. Stoicism teaches us that the essence of good relationships is not found in what we say or do, but in how we make others feel through our consistent, virtue-driven actions. Moreover, embodying a purposeful presence means being mindful of the legacy you're creating. Each action, each decision, and each silence carries with it a ripple effect, extending far beyond the immediate moment. By aligning your actions with Stoic principles such as wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation, you ensure that your influence is both positive and lasting. This is the Stoic ideal, living in such a way that your life itself becomes a testament to your beliefs and values. To cultivate this kind of presence, start by clarifying what you stand for. What are the core values that you want to embody? Once you have a clear understanding, consider how these values can be expressed through your actions. For example, if one of your values is integrity, then your presence in any situation should reinforce a sense of trustworthiness and honesty. This might mean being transparent in your communications, keeping commitments, or stepping up to admit mistakes, an approach that Marcus Aurelius championed through his own leadership and personal conduct. Implementing purposeful presence also involves embracing Stoic mindfulness, where you're fully present in the now, not distracted by past regrets or future anxieties. This state of mind enhances your ability to respond to situations with poise and deliberation, rather than react out of impulse. Such mindfulness ensures that your presence is not just noticed, but felt deeply by those around you, creating an atmosphere of calm and respect that's palpable. A presence with purpose is not an act, but a habit. It's about making a conscious choice to align your actions with your deepest values, ensuring that every silence, every word, and every action is infused with meaning and intent. This is the heart of Stoic practice, transforming ordinary interactions into profound opportunities for influence and connection. By living this way, you not only enhance your own life, but also elevate the experiences of those around you, leaving a legacy of wisdom and virtue that echoes through your silence and resonates in your actions. Controlled visibility. In the dance of social dynamics, the concept of making oneself scarce can often be more influential than being ever present. It's an intriguing aspect of human psychology. We value what isn't always available to us. This principle is what we call controlled visibility, a strategic choice about when and where to make your presence felt, and perhaps more importantly, when to step back. It's a principle that Stoic philosophers might align with the idea of measured action, choosing engagement that aligns with purpose and necessity, rather than mere participation for its own sake. Controlled visibility isn't about playing hard to get in the trivial sense. Instead, it's a thoughtful approach to how you deploy your presence in any context, be it social, professional, or personal. The idea is to maximize the impact of your interactions by ensuring that when you do choose to engage, your presence is both notable and memorable. In Stoic terms, it's the embodiment of discretion and wisdom, knowing that the power of your influence is often measured not just by the actions you take, but by those you consciously decide to forego. By applying this concept, you foster a sense of anticipation and respect around your interactions. For example, if you're known to speak only when you truly have something important to say, people will pay more attention when you do speak up. Your words carry weight, your decisions and insights gain heightened respect, and your silence can create a space that invites others to reflect or act. This is very much in line with the Stoic practice of thoughtful speech, where Marcus Aurelius and other Stoics emphasized the significance of saying only what is necessary and true, ensuring that every word serves a purpose. In practice, implementing controlled visibility means making deliberate choices about your engagements. At work, rather than attending every single meeting on the calendar, select those where your input is crucial, where you can truly make a difference. This selective engagement not only conserves your energy, but enhances your impact in the moments you choose to be involved. It signals to others that your time and contributions are valuable and that your involvement is a meaningful endorsement of the matter at hand. Similarly, in social settings, controlled visibility might mean choosing which events or gatherings to attend based on where you can forge meaningful connections, rather than spreading yourself too thinly across multiple, less significant engagements. This approach not only helps in maintaining a balance in your social life, but also ensures that your presence is always fresh and impactful, never routine or taken for granted. Moreover, the Stoic value of self-sufficiency plays a crucial role in controlled visibility. It's about knowing that your worth isn't determined by constant visibility, but by the quality and authenticity of your engagements. This self-assurance allows you to move in and out of spaces with confidence, knowing that your self-worth is not tied to the approval of others, but to your own principles and the deliberate choices you make about when to be seen and when to observe from the sidelines. Ultimately, controlled visibility is about cultivating a presence that is both impactful and enigmatic. It's about enhancing the perceived value of your interactions by ensuring they are not commonplace, but rather exceptional. This strategic approach not only helps in maintaining your energy and focus, but also builds a mystique around your persona, making your engagements highly anticipated and your contributions highly valued. In embracing this practice, remember the Stoic lesson of aligning action with purpose. Controlled visibility is not merely a tactic, but a philosophy of engagement that, when practiced wisely, not only increases your influence, but also deepens your relationships and enhances your overall life satisfaction. Mastering the art of impact. When we think about making an impact, it's easy to imagine grand gestures and sweeping declarations. But often the most profound influence comes from subtler, more consistent actions. It's about the art of impact, a skill that involves understanding the nuances of human interaction and navigating them with precision and grace. This is where the teachings of Stoicism can offer profound insights, guiding us on how to extend our influence through carefully considered actions and mindful presence. The Stoic philosophers, such as Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius, taught that true influence arises from a foundation of virtue and self-control. They emphasized that the way to gain respect and authority is not through force or volume, but through the quiet strength of character and the deliberate choices we make. Mastering the art of impact, therefore, is about embodying these virtues consistently in every facet of our lives, ensuring that our interactions are always meaningful and our influence lasting. Consider how a Stoic approaches challenges or conflicts. Instead of reacting impulsively, a Stoic will pause, reflect, and choose a response that aligns with their core principles of wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation. This approach not only prevents unnecessary conflicts, but also strengthens their reputation as a thoughtful and composed individual. Each time they demonstrate such restraint and wisdom, they reinforce their impact on others, subtly shaping how they are perceived and respected in their community or workplace. In practical terms, mastering the art of impact involves being mindful of the ripple effects our actions create. For example, consider how you handle feedback in a professional setting. By responding to criticism with grace and openness to improvement, rather than defensiveness or evasion, you cultivate an image of adaptability and resilience. This not only enhances your personal growth, but also sets a powerful example for others, amplifying your impact as a leader and a colleague. Furthermore, the Stoic practice of living according to nature teaches us to understand our role in the larger context of our community and environment. By aligning our actions with the needs and well-being of others, we ensure that our impact is not only positive, but also sustainable. This might mean choosing projects that benefit the greater good, engaging in community service, or simply being a steady source of support and wisdom for those around us. However, mastering the art of impact is not just about what we do, but also about what we choose not to do. The Stoics believed in the power of omission, knowing when inaction can be more impactful than action. Sometimes the best way to make a point is not to argue, but to remain silent, letting others reflect on the situation. Other times, it might mean stepping back to allow others the space to grow and learn from their own experiences. These choices, when made wisely, can significantly enhance our influence and the respect we command. The art of impact is about cultivating a presence that resonates with integrity and authenticity. It's about making sure that every interaction reflects our deepest values and that our silence, as much as our speech, speaks volumes. By embracing Stoic principles and applying them to our daily lives, we not only increase our influence, but also enrich our relationships and personal satisfaction. Thanks for tuning in and diving deep into the art of powerful silence with us today. Remember, it's not just about the words you don't say, but how you fill the silence that truly shapes your world. For more insights on blending ancient wisdom with modern strategies, check out the suggested video on your screen next. I appreciate you being part of our Stoic Journal community. Here's to growing and learning together. See you in the next video.